My own dad kidnapped me from school so he could sell me for money. I know how stupid this sounds, but I still didn't understand that I was giving birth. It took my mom another week to process that her only daughter had become a teen mom.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is so phenomenal to have you here today. You're looking healthy, like you got color in your face, looking like a real snazzy individual. Now, as you may notice, I sound pretty tired, and that's just because I have had the lamest day. I have had my car explode 4 times in the last month, and today marks the 4th. It's like an anniversary that just keeps giving. I'm tired, and I want to end my day by watching some of the content I hate the absolute most, which are animated stories. So I thought today I'd give another shot at converting my mind over to goo. I stumbled across one video in particular though that caught my eye called I Gave Birth in Class from Share My Story. Whippy, I'm so excited to be doing this. So without further ado, let's hop right into the video. Let me know your thoughts on this wonderful animation down below, and let's hop right into it.
I was taking a school exam when I suddenly got a severe stomachache. I could no longer concentrate on the exam questions, so I raised my hand and said, "Mr. Jones, I'm feeling sick. Can I go home?" "Go home in the middle of an exam? Then you'll get an F and fail the class." I didn't want to repeat the whole school year because of one bellyache, so I stayed in class. But what happened next was the most humiliating experience of my life.
Did you like yourself or something? Because this just sounds like a story leading up to say, oh, I myself during a midterm. I'm sure we've all been there at school where we're like double clenching our fists. You know, we gotta check to make sure our ass doesn't seep any contaminants out into the fresh undies. You got your glutes dripping with sweat because of the sheer force that's just being dedicated to keeping those bad boys closed, because it ain't a viable option.
Because some kind of living creature crawled out of my body. Anyway, my name is Alexia, and this story starts when I was 8 years old, and my own dad kidnapped me from school so he could sell me for money. He called my mom and said, "You can get your daughter back, but I want $20,000 in exchange." Being sold by my own dad was such a traumatic event that I developed permanent abandonment issues, and I always feared that my mom would have a change of heart and decide to sell me away too.
Jesus Christ, that got really heavy. We are 39 seconds in. That got crazy deep. Oh yeah, I was about to stain the old britches in class. My dad used to sell me after school.
I'd watched a lot of How to Catch a Predator episodes, so I knew there were evil men looking for girls like me.
What the f are you talking about?
So to put my mom's love to the test, I'd do creepy things like catch stray cats and shave off their fur. My mom always got terribly upset about it. Unfortunately, my mom was working 2 jobs and rarely had time to show me affection. That's why I constantly got in trouble. To me, that was the ultimate proof that she cared about me. Like when I didn't come home until late at night. "Where have you been? It's 2 a.m. "At a party." "You were only 14. There were mostly college students drinking and kissing. Oh, and I had my first kiss tonight at the party. The guy was already 19 and really drunk.
Yo, what the f you talking about? Oh, I'm 14 years old, Mom. Guess what? I got kissed by a 19-year-old quirky college boy. That doesn't go from being like, oh, that's a funny little prank that we can all relate to. That goes to, we are contacting the authorities.
To punish me, my mom made me help her out at her job. It was the most boring and tiring thing I ever had to do. She said, "Do you think I like this job? Because I don't. I'm working this crap job to pay for your bills, so stop causing me so much trouble." I still had issues though. To compensate for my dad abandoning me, I dated lots of guys, and normally several at the same time. You might think that's disgusting, but I enjoyed it because it made me feel like I was wanted. It was a substitute for my dad not loving me.
Dog, this is so uncomfortable. This is so wild. I want to throw up, man. The main character is like 14, and they're like, yeah, I got made up with a 19-year-old. No, I dated so many men because I ain't got a dad. This makes my stomach churn. Like, no one sees anything wrong with the rating here. No one at the rating board of this channel's like, yeah, that's a little weird. That's a little strange. Nah, we just gonna send that one out.
I had no friends left and felt incredibly lonely. So, when this older college guy, Robert, chatted me up on Facebook and invited me to a party, I said, "Sure, can't wait to see you." Robert was a bit of a jerk though and said, "Oh God, you look thinner on your photos." Well, maybe, but there are things I can do that no other girl can.
Again, no one's questioning like, oh yeah, the college guys were just hitting up the minor. Don't worry, you're not supposed to find that weird. Like, it's not like a glaring red flag. It's just like a casual, like, oh, that's a normal thing. Like, we should just be doing this as something completely normal. This is like the 4th time they brought it up, and it's like, yep, ain't nothing but a thing. That's how it is.
We both ended up wasted, and the next morning, I couldn't remember if we had each other or not. So to be sure, I took a pregnancy test 1 week later. Meanwhile, I started taking birth control pills to reduce the risk of getting pregnant in the future.
You're still a minor. What is this, man? This is starting to feel like I need to question the creators of this a little bit. This is just a reoccurring theme. They're like, the kiddos, hey, I gotta stop taking the old pill, you know, if I'm gonna be dabbling around often. This is a minor, and they just were with a college student. Again, absolutely okay in the writing. I don't get it.
Then, while sitting in my math exam, I suddenly got a terrible stomachache. My belly hurts! Oh god, I suggest you sign up for drama classes. I didn't respond to his stupid remark and tried to finish the exam, but the pain became unbearable, and I started begging, okay, please, someone call 911. It was too late though. Something was coming out of me. I know how stupid this sounds, but I still didn't understand that I was giving birth. After 30 minutes of intense pain, she was out, and I was holding my beautiful baby daughter in my arms.
Oh yeah, completely normal. We're all supposed to relate and find that to be a humorous joke. Haha, this high schooler, this haha minor, had a baby in the classroom. Haha, nothing weird about that. Haha, that's completely relatable. Quality writing. Give a big ol' high five to all the writers. They nailed another amazing episode.
I was brought to a hospital and immediately called my mom. I just gave birth. You have a granddaughter. Honey. I'm sure you did. I couldn't be mad that she didn't believe me. When I finally brought my baby home, she still said, you're taking this joke too far. The doctors told me I had a cryptic pregnancy. It's rare, but not unheard of. Well, anyway, I gave my daughter the name Surprise. It took my mom another week to process that her only daughter had become a teen mom.
I don't think the mom is particularly, like, I mean, of course she's upset about that. Like, the teen mom. I think she's probably trying to digest the fact that her daughter got preyed upon. I think that's the big level of concern here. I mean, to put into perspective how young this person is, they named their child Surprise. Imagine going your whole life knowing your name's Surprise. You would never live that down. When you ask your mom, like, oh, why is my name Surprise? Why me? It's like, oh, because you were an accident. Oops.
In the meantime, I texted Robert to let him know that he was a father. He replied, I would rather die than be the father of your child. So I visited his parents' house where his mom opened the door. Your son got me pregnant, and now he has to man up and take responsibility. You should have seen her face. She was in utter shock and said, oh, please come inside. Robert was there too, but instead of looking at his daughter, he immediately berated me. He told me to give our daughter up for adoption. I said, I'm gonna raise my baby with or without you, but you better get a job and pay me child support.
Another thing we're forgetting here, in case we haven't all really caught up to the same page. This is a 19-year-old. This is a minor, in case you need a little refresher as to where we're at in the storyline. So they're having arguments about child support and, you know, adoption. And no one's looking at the glaring problem that I guess just keeps getting overlooked somehow. This is a minor.
But you better get a job and pay me child support. Ha! I won't do flip. This is your fault, and I hope you both end up in the gutter. What bothered me most was his stupid mother who just stood there and didn't say a word. Didn't she feel ashamed of her son's behavior?
I mean, she just found out her son's a pedophile, so that might take a moment to digest through the cranium. Just a bit. Some people might have to sit with that for like a minute or two, really.
Well, I never set fire to their house, and I didn't see Robert again for 10 years. Until one day, he suddenly stood in front of my house and said he wanted to meet his daughter. Are you crazy? You abandoned her, never paid child support, and now you want to step into her life as if nothing happened? I am her father, and I have the right to see my daughter. I hated the idea, but gave in anyway because I thought it would be better for Surprise to have a father.
Yeah, let's just send our daughter to go hang out with the child predator. Yeah, I can't see anything wrong with that. I can't see any glaring issue because he's really earned the right to see the daughter. Definitely not a jail cell. Nope. So essentially, long story short, this girl goes through so much emotional emotional damage, and no one around her in her life seems to care or give a damn, and she blames herself for the entirety of all of it. So there's really no winners here. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for stopping by today. If you did enjoy the video, feel free to drop a like and subscribe down below, as it absolutely helps out the channel. If you want to see more of this type of content, definitely let me know. And without further ado, I'm gonna head on out because I am extremely sleepy. You stay amazing as always, which shouldn't be too hard for you to do, and I'll see you in the next one.